Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about WebClient SDK, and using WebClient SDK, we just try to query Sitecore Content Hub and fetch some asset information. So if you remember from previous video, we already made the connection to WebClient SDK. Just let's quickly check this out if the connection is making successful. Yeah, connection is successful. That means our credentials, client ID and client secret, everything works fine. And we are able to hit the server. And first of all, to make the queries, um, if you remember, we are using client ID, client secret, and username and password. So the username and password for which user we are using, that user should have access to the all the assets and everything. Based on that particular user access only, we will be able to fetch the information. If that user doesn't have access to anything, then we cannot retrieve any information. So I've already went ahead and gave the admin access, I mean all the access for that particular user. So in the content hub server, that's already completed. And second is entity and properties. So in this video, we are only going to just quickly see how to fetch an entity by an entity ID. I mean, how to fetch asset by entity ID, ID itself. So, and what are the properties and relations? We'll quickly check. So I've already logged into Content Hub server. So sandbox. Let's quickly go to assets. Let's pick a. Okay, we are able to browse assets, right? So let's pick one of the asset. Here we will be able to find all the information. So you have overview section, image analysis, product details, all these information, content details, and everything. So it has like file name, title, and asset type, and some other information, all these things. So here, what are properties and what is relation? If you think in a Sitecore terms, the simple field types are here properties, whereas you have a list fields where the actual value would be pointing to actual value be reside in another item. So that's how it is. So that's the way it is relations as well. So here, if you see, this is a text field. This is a property here. I mean, even this title and even this description. But whereas type, which is a product asset. So this is asset type. So asset type is a taxonomy here, which is a relation here. So there are different properties and relations. And how do we know? I mean, what are the properties and what are the relations? We need to go to schema and all. But for the developers, the best way is we have a API endpoints where we can go and browse and check all the information, even very easy for us while implementing and as well as troubleshooting as well. So for that, you can pick the asset ID from here. This is asset ID, or you would have here ID, system properties. So from either of the place, we can pick it up. And if you remember, we did check the API status, right? For the licensing, for the what the license and the version. So here we are going to check the same way. Just we have another endpoint API entities. So I already typed it. Sorry, I guess this is the one. Yeah, correct. Yeah. For this, we need to log in. It doesn't work like how I can check the version of it without login, but this one need access. So I have already logged into the system and I have some plugin. That's why it's showing in a prettier format, JSON. So we can see all this information is whatever we are seeing here on the screen for a visual representation and all this information for the users. This kind of a developer information, you can say. So what all the properties are here, what all the relations, and what is the relation type, like one to many or many to many or many to one, and what are the properties and the types of the actual values. So everything we can check here and created by all the system fields and all. So if you see here, properties and relations, we have 42 items, 42 properties and 74 relations, and you have some system fields as well created by modified and entity definition, all these things. In Content Hub, everything is considered as an individual entities. So asset is similarly like one entity. So asset is one type of entity. If you do any processing or any jobs kind of a thing, even those jobs are entities. So like that, a lot of things are entities here. Even if you create any custom entities, those would become entities as well. So let's see here what all the properties are there. You have common file name, title, description, I mean all these things, even file properties, all these things, main file, everything, right? And let's close this. We saw that asset type here. So let's see that asset type. It should be in the relations. Yeah, first one is that asset type to asset. It is having product asset. So you see here, this is a product asset, and here we would be having only the ID. So if you go to here, this is actually another taxonomy item, which is asset type. So if you go here, this is the asset type to product asset. This is the identifier, and we have all these. All this information is about that taxonomy. So like this, we would be having. We can browse through and we can try to understand all these things. While developing, it is much easier for us to browse through and fetch all the fields. So I did only simple query this time. I already wrote some code. Get asset by ID. So in this context, I'm just passing an identifier, which is an ID, um, and fetching the asset information. So simple query, create query, and this is a link queue. Link queue query is supported in for WebClient SDK. So e entities and e.id entities. ID select e. So if there are multiple ways to query, we can see in the later videos. If we are sure that this will result in only one item, then sorry, one entity, then we can directly use a single async. Just be aware, if at all this query, whatever query you wrote, this can fetch like multiple item, multiple entities, then this, if you use single async, it will throw an error. So we are sure that I'm here querying directly on entity ID. So for one entity ID, we can only fetch one entity. That's why I just wrote single async. So this is the query here. Let me just enable this piece. So already wrote asset ID. I'm already passing entity ID. So let's just put a breakpoint here. See what all the information we can get. I wrote await, so it should stop until we get the result. Yeah. So if you notice here, entity, it got 2494, and just mouse over this, and you see here we get a definition, we get a file name, we get ID identifier, but main thing here is other than system fields, you would have properties and relations. So if you see here, there are properties, there are properties like 42, we did see there 42, and relations, there are nothing, no relations. Relations are not loaded. I will tell you what way we can load properties and relations. There are multiple ways. So, but this is how it is. And we are talking about here a definition name. Definition is kind of a, you can say, template. So here, this is a template. This entity is of template m.asset. So that is asset type. If you are browsing through some job, that would be type, the definition name would be m.job. If you created some custom entity, that should be your own name. So, but otherwise this can be considered as a template. So m.asset here, I'm just outputting that as that only. So entity definition is m.asset. So let's close this. Now let's get back and we can make some modifications here. So if you mouse over single async, sorry, you can just do here itself. So you are getting entity load configuration. Uh, Content Hub, this Webclient SDK splits into two pieces here, the querying part as well as retrieving part. So what do you want to retrieve? I mean, query is okay, it hit the query is matched to particular entities, but what all the information you require to fetch from that entities? So that's what this load configuration drives. So here by default, it is I mean, I didn't pass anything before, so that time it is fetching default. What does the default do is, so default will fetch the current culture and all the properties without any relations. So that's why you saw that when you are seeing the debug mode, we got 42 properties, but relations are empty. Excuse me. So just uh, there are some enums here. So if you see here, there are default, full, minimal, and all. So the default is the one which is like fetch all the properties, but without any relations. But if you go to minimal, minimal is the one like it will not fetch any properties and any relations. It will only fetch system fields like ID, identifier, created by, modified by, and created date, modified date, etc. But it will not fetch any properties and any relations. And the default culture full will retrieve all the properties and all the relation in that particular culture. And yeah, just few, I mean, just small information about culture. Culture is like that language, right? So we can also load like multiple cultures here. We can pass and multiple culture related information and everything. But as I'm not working currently on multiple culture here, I'm just showing you one ENUS culture only, so English culture only. That's why I'm not focusing so much on culture. But otherwise, this default culture full is in the default culture, whatever we have here English, it will fetch everything like properties and relations, all the information. And the last one is full. So if I put full, then it will literally fetch everything, all the information from the properties, relations, and different cultures as well. So if you have a single culture, it is as good as default culture full. So let's see this entity. So let's go here. So notice here properties 42 and relations 78. It fetch all the information. So just close this piece. Now this is a one way of loading the configuration. We can also load the configuration. Okay, what if I only want to load particular properties and particular relations? I don't want to load everything, and I don't want to load like no, nothing. I only want specific configuration, specific properties. Then we can mention that using constructor here. So this has like three properties, as we say, culture load option. So we can mention like culture load option, like again, you want all the cultures or default culture or none of the cultures, like that kind of thing. So I'm leaving other things as default. I can load like property load option, property load option. Again, this has like all or none, and again relations all or none. So um, just like mention here like none. Relation load option is relation load option all. So query, this load configuration plays a very important role when we are trying to fetch a large amount of data, large entities, and also it reduces or increases the load mm, pretty much. So yeah, I'm trying to load no properties and all the relations. So here we pass the load configuration. If not, we can also pass like, so this is the one information. Also, we can provide like only specific properties. So, or we can mention here as well. Or let's just quickly check this, then we can go on. So we should not get any properties. We should only get all the relations. Yeah, connection is successful. So see here, properties are 0, but relations are 78, all the relations. So let's close this. And again, just to point, um, um, sorry, I forgot the syntax, exact syntax, but it should be here. I mean the documentation. Yeah, yeah, something like this, name and role, or so here we can mention like multiple properties. So what all the relations we want, everything. So that's kind of a syntax. Then we can pass it to here. Then we can pass it to property load option, so that will only load those properties. It will not work like none or all. And second, I mean, the last piece is just how do we read the properties and relations. So let's open the properties. And for now, just load all. So here in this case, I'm just checking, no need to put any debugger. I'm just trying to load the file name. So you do remember that here is a file name, right? This is a file name, this is a property. We just want to load and see, I mean, whether we can read the property. So anytime if you want to read it, we need a name, property name, and get property value and the type. I'll just show you how we can browse m.asset as well. From there, we can understand where we can fetch the type. Yeah. So now we can just read it. So it should display the file name for us. Sorry, did I main load concepts? Yeah. So notice here entity definition is m.asset and file name. We read this from the properties. So healthful presentation.jpg. Let's quickly see how the relation, um, we can read the relation. Again, it's a similar way. Get property value, but get relation, get IDs. We would get the IDs only. We will not get the labels here. We need to pass again and fetch those ID actual values. So here we get the relation and asset type to asset. And the relation we need to check as null values and everything, and I'm just showing you relation. In this case we will only get one relation because asset type to asset is one to many, and because we will only get one relation, let's quickly check. Connection is successful, entity definition and asset type. So we got the asset type as 29475. Let's quickly see here. uh, this is 29475. This is the relation. And now, I mean, we know that we can fetch it from here, like asset type to asset and file name. When we want to know like what is the exact property, like identifier, and as well as the get relation like name, so we can get it from here, file name, as well as asset type to asset. And even if you go to other relations, you get like localization to asset and finalization. But what if we want to understand this definition, how we can do it? We can check m.asset. We would have it here, and everything is like browsable things here. So we can go to entity definition. This is giving you the template. So what exactly is a template? What are the field types? Whether it is, what are the properties it has? So now if you see string file name, the file name which we have, right? So that's in culture, this is the name, and this is the name we are using to fetch. This name is what we are using to fetch, but we need to know type, data type. So string, so all other fields also. Similarly, we can check asset. Yeah, it is already asset type here. So asset type is relation, child, cardinality is like from asset type to asset, it is one to many. So um, for any asset, we can only have one asset type. So, and again, the name identifier like unique one is asset type to asset. So using this, we fetch, and all the other information is here. So we can understand this is a relation, and this is and again entity definition name. So if we go to there, then we can get further entity definition about this. Again, this is a taxonomy. So see, is a taxonomy item definition? Yes, it is a taxonomy. Then what are the fields it has? So like this is very useful while we're implementing something. So rather than going to the manage section and browsing through and trying to understand, we can just fetch one asset. From there we can keep digging and uh, finalize like what are the information exactly we need. Based on that, we can load particular properties and particular relations. So this is all for this video. Like quickly we saw how we can get particular set information by ID, by passing ID. Usually in the real time we would have like a lot of search parameters. Maybe we're passing something and we're fetching huge assets and we're processing something. So in the later videos we will look into that kind of a scenarios. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.